Homebrew Wednesday, featuring me, Mr. Manawa Brew. Well, yeah, it's been a while. Life gets in the way and all those sorts of things, but I am still alive, I am still brewing. Those that saw my wee snippet last week would have seen my little hopback. Yeah, the brew that I brewed that you saw there is, I'm pretty sure it's fucked. Not too sure what's happened. I don't know if I've sparge water was too hot, I used way too many hops, which is likely, or there's something wrong with the water, or fuck knows. I took a sample of it last night. It's still fermenting, it's still pretty active, but took a sample last night and just the smell was smoky, phenols for miles. Very medicinal, very smoky, and the taste was so astringent it wasn't funny. So I think it's buggered, but you got to have hope, right? So I'm going to let it ferment. I'm just going to leave it and just see what happens. Failing that, I'm getting some Soven fresh cones next week, hopefully, from Brewtopia. So I have a plan for that. That's for their fresh hop competition. This beer was going to be in the competition, but it's not anymore, because it's fucked. Yeah, so the hops I got were from a local brewer here in Palmy. It's the second year I've got them off him. I'll link to last year's video, I think I did one, where I did the same thing with the hops, except this time I used a handful of hops every minute from 15 minutes to flame out, and then did a hopback. Whereas last year I just did the hopback. So yeah, I'm not too sure what's happened there, but oh well, them's the breaks. You're learning all that shit with beer, don't you? I do recall I had this problem before, many moons ago, and Palmerston North was on water restrictions at the time, if I remember correctly, and the same things happened again. So what I think it is my water is overly chlorinated. Seems to be a little bit of a thing on the interweb when I did some research. So it's either that or I fucked up somewhere and I have no idea where. Pretty sure my temperatures were bang on. I did do a split day brew, but they haven't been an issue before. So I mash and sparge one day and then come back the next day and do the boil. So yeah, I have done that before and haven't had any issues. So I'm fucking buggered if I know. I have 60 litres of beer on the ferment. So I have been brewing. We had a brew day here for our Palmy brew crew. So we brewed up a banana chocolate stout. As far as I know, that's sitting on bananas at the minute. It came out around about, it should come out around about 8-9%, depending on how it goes. So yeah, I helped a guy Brad brew his first all grain beer, so that was pretty cool. And at that same time we had Jono. He came around with his bling setup, and we brewed a pale ale, and for the first time I used the hop extract, the first time we used the hop extract for bittering. So I have harped on about that numerous times, about how I need to use it. This time I fucking did it. So yeah, we put a wee bit of a whack of that in there, and threw some hops in, and then we threw some more hops in, and then we threw some more hops in, and I've dry hopped it again twice, and now it has some free Joas in it. Not sure if you're going to be hearing me over that. Might as well show you that, eh? Seen this one before, just a little keg fridge. That's usually what you sit on. You sit up there, resting against the old bottle there. What you haven't seen is, oh my gosh, what is this? Ooh-wee. So that there is the beer that we brewed as a club that's heading down to Nelson for a little function they've got going on down there. Excuse the dirty electric blanket. And there's the beer that I think is farked. But yeah, that's one giant fucking chiller. Ooh-wee. Oh yeah. And check this out. 2 more kegs and a gas bottle. Yee-hoo! That is to go with the 3 kegs already in here. Yeehaw! Right, I'll turn this thing off and so I can carry on. Yeah, so like I was saying before I was rudely interrupted, it's got a few gels in it, so that's a Vienna Pale Ale with a shit ton of, fuck, I can't even remember, Kohatu, Sriracha Ace, something else, Pacific something, Southern Cross, Pacific Jade maybe, can't remember. There was a shit ton of hops in there. So that was a split batch, it was a 40 litre batch, and the rest of it is sitting in a 30 litre keg that I managed to get hold from a scrapyard. Had no spare in it, and they said, hey, do you want this? And I said, you know what, yeah, I'll take it. So I managed to score 2, so pretty happy with that. But yeah, they don't have any spares in them, so I thought, you know what, there's my sour program. So the wort that we used was rather hoppy. I'm not overly worried about that. So I chucked that into the keg and I used a triple yeast in there. Well, I should rephrase that. I used Conan from a head topper beer that I had that got given. So I cultured the yeast off that. It had the yeast that I caught in here, so whatever that is, and it had the yeast from silage. Yes, you heard me right, cow fodder. The in-laws have silage at their place, and why not, right? I had a chat to the contractor that actually does it, and he said that they inoculate it with a molasses based product, so I thought, fuck it, let's see if we can catch something off it, and I did. And I think I've talked about that before, possibly, maybe, can't remember. Definitely I have on the Bookface and in Milk the Funk. So that has happened. I have fermented wort with that yeast, or those combinations of yeast. It was about a 2 litre starter, I think, that went into the beer, or to the wort, and that dropped stupidly quickly. From memory it was a 107.2 wort, and it dropped to 1.008 in a, like 3-4 days. It was stupid. So I have put Feijoas in there. There's 2 kgs roughly in each batch. So the one that's in the chiller is going to get kegged up this week and force carbed, and then it's going to find its way down to Nelson. The one that is inside that I don't have any control on the fermentation at all, I've decided just to let it run wild, that is just going to sit. I've put the Feijoas in it, I've capped it with one of those little orange cowboy caps. It's got an airlock on it and it's bubbling and farting away, so I don't want to disrupt it too much. I'm just going to leave it. Had a wee taster when I pulled the sample, and it was pretty good. Wasn't too much sourness there, but I'm not really expecting too much this early. So whilst that is busy fermenting away, I have got myself the American Sour Beers book by the Mad Fermentationist and other authors, so I'm busy reading that. I'm really keen to get a sour something going in this brewery. I'm quite keen on sours. They the new IPA, I guess people are saying, but yeah, I quite like them. So the only thing I don't like is you just need to wait so goddamn long. So when this one has done its thing, I'm going to somehow get the fruit, if the yeast hasn't eaten it all, which would be pretty good if it did. That's going to end up being my house culture, so I'm just going to I'm just going to keep fermenting with it. What I might do is get everything out of that keg into a big mouth bubbler or a big plastic bucket and try and save as much of the yeast as I can, and then just make huge starters with it. And then next time I decide to do fruit, I won't pitch it in the same keg. I'll chuck it into a secondary, and then I don't need to worry about washing the yeast so much. But yeah, that's the plan. The plan is to just go nuts with sours as much as I can. So what have we got in store for this year apart from sours? Fresh hop beers coming up, hopefully bring that next week. I'm going to use the same sort of base malt that I used in that beer there, so it's half and half Vienna, Pilsner, and a little bit of crystal in there. Might drop the crystal actually. No, we'll see. Just fermented with the OSO5, nothing too flash. I've got my triple stouts coming up, so that's a chocolate raspberry stout, a chili chocolate stout again. My chilies outside are starting to fruit up and ripen up, and the next one's going to be a coffee chocolate stout, so there's 3 of them. So it's going to be rather busy. What I might do, since I can ferment 2 beers at once in this ginormous chiller, possibly 3 at a push, might see if I can do 2 or 3 of them at the same time and just let them ferment at the same time. Save time, and I get 3 in the keg because I can fit 3 kegs in the fridge. Woo, fucking winning! Yeah. So on tap I have a Cascade Pale Ale. It's a Epic clone, Epic Pale Ale. Kiwi kids will know what that's about. But I used specifically New Zealand Cascade because I'm getting a bit over American hops. And on the giant tap is my Triple C double IPA, which I have brewed for an Imperial tasting next weekend with our brew club. So that's Citra, Centennial and US Cascade. Funnily enough, I'm over US hops. And used a little bit of sugar in there to try and dry it out, which worked. Quite like my dry double IPAs. I like going back for more and just full of juice. Yeah, and because it's a Tuesday night and I've been to the gym, I'm not drinking because that sort of defeats the purpose. So I will say cheers. I will say see you fellas next Wednesday. Yeah, keep brewing, man. Keep brewing. Cheers.